Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Erica if you're new here, and today we are kitting up Birthday Mermaid, which is an Erikathegoober art piece of art, and it is by Diamond Art Club. It's a round drill kit, and it is 22 inches by 28 inches or 55.6 centimeters by 70.7 centimeters. There are 56 colors, including 2 ABs, 1 frosted diamond, which I think is how they sucked me in to buy this one, and 6 fairy dust diamonds. The total diamond count is 51,914. So it's kind of a medium to large kit. I have a coffee, I have a sparkling water, I have my scissors. I don't need my diamond painting pen, so let's get that out of the way. I have already put these stickers on my bottles, and I want to show you the sticker of the image that I'm going to put in my logbook, if that's in focus. I'm not sure that it is. We'll see. And this is one that is completely not something I would normally buy, which I think many of you pointed out when I unboxed this one. I don't usually do diamond paintings with people in them, so we'll see if I like this or not, but I'm excited to get going on it. I haven't done anything at all like this, that is for sure. So let me get started and we'll jump in. I'm not really going in any particular order. I already cut out some bags that there were duplicates of. So as you can see, there's a lot of various colors of this blue. And so I set those aside, and what I do is, as I'm working on a diamond painting, when I run out of those colors, then I refill the bottles to try to simplify things that way. So this is 604, a nice pink. How are you all doing today? I am doing okay. If you saw my last video, I am recovering from shingles, which is not my favorite thing that's ever happened. I am feeling improved, not better, but improved. I'm just still like generally run down. And so it's not been a lot of fun. I have been, feeling like I'm missing out on just doing things here. I've been stuck inside most of the last week, which is no fun. And of course, that whole color didn't fit in that bottle. So what I'm gonna do is my lazy diamond painting hack of setting it aside. Usually I don't ever need to go back to these extras with Diamond Art Club because they put so many extras in, but they'll be over on the side in the event that I need them. I don't particularly like to go into it. I do have a second set of these bottles that came in the same case, but I really don't like to mess with two unless I have actually more than 60 colors. So yeah, I have been feeling improved. As I'm filming this, it's Tuesday. You'll see this video on Saturday. The previous video that I filmed was yesterday that you'll see tomorrow. Sorry, that's really confusing YouTube time, but nonetheless, I'm feeling a little bit better than I did yesterday, and I have a feeling it's going to be a slow haul to the improvement. I don't think it's going to be where I wake up tomorrow and feel better. I think it's going to take a few more weeks for me to get back to kind of full health. My Googling, which should always be trusted when it comes to medical issues, tells me it's like a 2 to 4 week recovery time. So I am hoping it doesn't take me 4 weeks to feel better, but it's really outside my control, isn't it? I don't know if I told you all during that last video, but I was prescribed an antiviral, basically Valtrex, and not basically, that's what it was. And they say the sooner that you start taking that after a shingles rash starts, it will prevent the virus from replicating, and it will hopefully help you recover sooner. And I got it, I think, within 2 days of the rash. So I'm a little nervous because I only have 2 days left of it. They put me on a week. And I am hoping that, I'm just hoping that it doesn't pop up anywhere else. I noticed in the video as I was editing it that went up, that's going up on Wednesday, that you really weren't able to see the rash in the video in the sun, and because I had a hoodie on, which was good with me. I put that picture in, hopefully that's not too disgusting for anybody in the last video, but just so you could kind of get an idea of the coverage on my neck, because it's quite a bit. The doctor did tell me, you know, it's a pretty good case of it. I was hoping he would tell me it was a mild case when I went in, but no such luck. So I am ready to be done with that because I was enjoying exploring before I got sick, and my husband and I had been kind of picking a road and walking down it and, you know, seeing where we ended up. Because we've come to this area that we moved to in Montana many times, but, you know, you don't see every little side road. So I'm kind of ready to get back into that, get ready to get back into walking and doing things at the property. We actually got a fishing raft. I'll insert a picture of it so that you can see what that looks like, because if you told me that 5 years ago, I probably would have no idea what it looked like. But to me, it looks like a kind of like a boat that they use for whitewater rafting, but there's not any whitewater that you go through when you're fishing around here. So we got a fishing boat, and I have not felt well enough to go out to float a river to go fishing. So I would like to feel good enough to do that. Also nowhere near enough for that. I think I'm gonna put this in an empty bottle because there's enough. It's not gonna work out perfectly, but that's okay. Now the key is that I have to remember that there's an empty bottle without a label that has this color in it when I get there. There's also a little bit of static in this one. Yay. I haven't dealt with static in a while. So, good. You are not welcome back, static. So yeah, I would like to be able to go fishing on this boat that we got. My husband actually went fishing on Sunday, which is fine. I think I'm gonna move this so it's right behind that other one. Otherwise I'm gonna forget it's there, because it looks like I'm gonna need two for this one too. Yeah, so he went fishing on Sunday with a friend here who is much more experienced than us in fishing and how to paddle a raft, how to paddle a fishing raft, things like that. So he picked up some tips from him and paddled the whole time while our friend fished. Although they didn't catch anything. I guess it's been, the rivers around here are abnormally low this year is what we're told, because in April and May it was an extra warm time. So that does not make for biting fish apparently. They saw a lot of fish, but they weren't successful in catching any. Actually, there are some restrictions on some of the rivers around here where you're not allowed to fish after a certain time of the day because the water gets too warm, and it's, you know, it's not good, I guess, for the fish. And they're trying to protect the fish population. So they call it, I'd never heard of this before, but they call it hoot owl restrictions. Hoot owl restrictions, which apparently means that, if I understand it correctly, that you're only fishing in the morning when the owls hoot. And there are specific times, I don't remember what they are, that you're allowed to fish. So it's interesting learning things like that everyone else around here knows, and we have, you know, really no idea. But mostly, other than just trying to recover from shingles, we really have been just doing a lot of errands. It feels like the errands are never ending. And it feels like all of the errands are in Missoula. 3706. Uh-oh. Okay, this is 3706, and this is the 3706 bottle. This is 3326. I apparently put these in the wrong bottle. How did I do that? My brain is not fully functioning on this medication, I swear. 3326. Okay, I can fix this. 3326. Luckily, I caught it. So, I'll just transfer this one to this one and move on, and we'll pretend like it never happened. There's so much pink. It's shooty. Almost spilled those. There's so much pink and blue in this kit. It's insane. I think this is going to be a fun diamond painting to do. That's why I got it. All right, so the 36 is going to go... What did I do? Okay. This is the 3326. Let's just put the right top on it. And that's 33. Okay, crisis averted. Now, the 3607. Okay, sorry. Sometimes when I'm talking, clearly I make mistakes. Glad I caught that one. Yeah, so all these errands, and here's the thing about the errands that we have to do. These are errands when you move states, right? And this is I don't know. I've moved between Ohio and Indiana a couple times. I moved from Indiana to Virginia. I moved from Virginia to Texas, and I moved from Texas to Montana now. So I am familiar with these lovely errands that you have to do when you move states, including getting different car title, different driver's license, things like that, getting utilities changed. Everybody knows what these things are, but they are a pain. And they're all in Missoula because we're in Missoula County, but Missoula is like an hour and a half away. So you try to stack these things up and get them done so you don't have to keep making runs to Missoula all the time, which it does feel like we've been doing quite a bit. But you're not always successful. So today we went to Missoula, and we got a plate for the trailer for the boat. And so the nice thing about it is it was quick, and you can actually in Montana pay for, and maybe this is true in a bunch of states, but I don't know, but you could pay for a little extra to have a permanent trailer license plate, so you don't have to pay annually to renew it. So that was done pretty quickly. Then we went to the dreaded, whatever they call it here, BMV. And this was the second trip we'd made there. The first time that we went, we didn't have enough documents to prove our address. I don't know. I needed to bring my passport, and I did not. Apparently, Social Security cards mean nothing these days. So I needed either an original birth certificate, which that's not going to help me because I'm married and I go by my married name legally. So birth certificate wasn't going to help me, or I needed my marriage license, which I thought I had, but I couldn't find. So anyway, I was able to bring my passport this time, and then we needed 2 different things to prove our address. And we had one thing that we could bring was our original lease. So we brought that. We made sure to get that from the landlord. But a second thing was kind of hard because we are out in the middle of nowhere, and there's not we don't have any bills. Everything's included in our rent, so there's no bills in our name. And we did just get trash, which apparently lots of people around here don't actually schedule trash pickup. They take it to the dump themselves, which more power to them, but I'm not doing that. And so I just haven't gotten a bill from that. So luckily, we had a couple weeks ago successfully been able to get our cars registered in Montana and get Montana license plates. So we were able to use the documentation from the registration in order to prove that we live where we say we live. And so that took about an hour for both of us to get it. It was kind of nice because they called me first. We had appointments, and I, just told the guy, hey, if you're done with the lease, can I just give it to my husband because he's going to need it too? And he said, oh, well, if he's here at the same time, just have him come over. So, and I'll do both yours. So we got we had enough documentation. We got our temporary licenses like on paper, and then they will send us in the mail our like actual licenses sometime. And that's a whole nother thing because this house didn't even have, I shouldn't even call it a house. It's a cabin. We're calling it a cabin. Trust me, when I eventually get everything kind of how I want it and do a video, you will see why I'm calling it a cabin. But it didn't have a mailbox when we moved in. So we had to buy a mailbox and like install it out on the road with, I don't know, 25 other mailboxes so that we could get mail, because apparently most people have P.O. boxes around here and we didn't want to mess with that. I think this color is why I decided to get this kit. It's got that frosted diamond, the M3816, and I wanted to see what that looked like. If you watched my unboxing of this kit, I am on the fence about this frosted diamond. I don't know that I like the idea of a diamond for diamond paintings that's not sparkly. It just goes against everything I think I know about diamond painting. So I'll be really interested to see how these turn out. Get in there. Somebody left a comment the other day saying that they had an unpopular opinion that they didn't love fairy dust diamonds because they didn't think that they stand out very much at a viewing distance on diamond paintings. And it really got me thinking, because I love fairy dust diamonds, but I also think they're right. Like, I do think that they're kind of hard to see at a viewing distance. I just like working with them and seeing them up close. So I don't know. Do you agree with that commenter? Do you think that the fairy dust diamonds, while pretty, are kind of just like not giving a lot to the finished diamond painting product? I think she had a point, truly. Yeah, let me know what you think about that. All right, I was not able to get all those in there either. I am spilling a lot, as per usual. I'm not going in any order on these, which is fine, but it's kind of annoying because I don't know how many more I have left. Here's a fairy dust. Speaking of fairy dust, Z3811. There's 2 bags of this. I am a fan when there are multiple bags of fairy dust. I just think they're so pretty. And she, like I said, I think she's probably right that they don't make as much of an impact as ABs do at a viewing distance, but I just love them. I probably should have gotten one of those bigger cubes to put these in since there's 2 bags, but I did not. So we're just gonna shove them into 2 here. But yeah, how do you have a house and you don't have a mailbox? But whatever, at least we have a mailbox now, so we can get mail and we can get our driver's licenses when they come in. And then what else did we do today? Oh, we went to lunch at a deli in Missoula that was really good. Also very expensive. Like, I got a soda, an Olipop, that was $3, like a can. So that was interesting. And it was good. I mean, I'd go back, but like, I'm not gonna go there often at those prices. And then we also stopped on the way back at I guess just the local hardware store, and got fishing licenses. So we were hoping that once we got Montana driver's licenses, that maybe we'd be able to get in-state fishing license prices. Unfortunately, you have to have lived in Montana for 180 days in order to get in-state fishing license prices, so we did not. That's all right. I was telling my husband, like, what I'm learning is that if it says something on a website about, I just tried to pour those in while the lid was on. Wow. If something is on the internet about Montana, as far as like the state government, what it seems to me is that you cannot rely on it, because when I was looking at what documents we needed for our driver's licenses, there was some different information than we were told when we actually went to the driver's license branch. And then also when I was looking online about, you know, what the requirements were to get an in-state fishing license, they said that the cost was, they did say the 180-day thing, but they also said the cost was $100 per person for the fishing license if you hadn't lived in Montana for 180 days. And so when we got them and she rang us up, I think it was like something like $60 for both. So I was happy with that. I don't know what it is in state. Obviously, it's always significantly less for any of those like licenses in state, but I was pleasantly surprised because I was ready for it to be $200. $38.65. So that was a nice surprise. Then we came back and I promptly passed out, because what I am noticing with this shingles is even as I'm getting better, I have to take like a daily nap, otherwise I'm exhausted. It's getting a little shorter. Today I only slept for maybe like 45 minutes. But yesterday I think I slept for like a good 2 hours during the middle of the day because I was exhausted. So hopefully it continues to get shorter. I did see that there was a drop for Diamond Art Club and, oh gosh, I can't get this wrong. Star Wars, right? I think it was Star Wars. I don't know the difference really between Star Wars and Star Trek so much. I never really watched either one of them, but I'm like 90% sure it was Star Wars that a bunch of people were excited about. I think you can tell by the fact that I don't even know the difference between the two. Was not super pumped about that personally, but I know a lot of people were. Did anybody pick up anything in that drop from Star Wars? Were you really excited about that? I would love to know. I actually ordered the first diamond painting yesterday that I've ordered in a long time. And it's not from Diamond Art Club, so that'll be good. I am trying to branch out because almost all of my kits are from Diamond Art Club, and almost all the kits that I've ever done are from Diamond Art Club. So I'm trying to branch out, and I've been looking and looking and looking on other websites, and I just, I'm not buying one just to buy it. I have to really like it. So there's one that I'd been looking at a few times, and it happened to be on a really good sale. Like I think it was like $36, and this is like a medium-sized kit. And I'm not gonna say who it's from because I want it to be a surprise up until when I unbox it. But I don't hold your breath, because I did get the shipping notification today, and I believe it said that it would be arriving somewhere around August 15th. So I probably will have forgotten about it by the time it shows up. I don't know where that company is located, but I am guessing not the United States. because that is a long time. I have actually been kind of surprised at how fast mail and packages are getting to us in Montana. I was prepared for things to take like a whole week. And like Amazon packages are taking, I mean, this is if you haven't heard me in other videos, this is not like, this is rural Western Montana. No stoplight in the town, 1.5 restaurants in the town. So the fact that I can order something on Amazon, like on, I think if I order something like on a Monday, I think it shows up on a Thursday. That's pretty good. So I've been excited. I thought it was going to take like weeks. I don't know. I just thought it would take a long time. Longer than it has been taking. Obviously, it takes longer to get a package here than it did in like Texas, but that's, you know, to be expected. That's a pretty big metropolis area that we were in North Lake. All right. Where is this AB? 972. Oh yeah, they put all the ABs at the end now. There's a lot of enhancement drills in this kit. Definitely don't need to order any special drills to bling this one up, I don't think. But yeah, considering the small size of this town, we have been doing a lot of cooking. I have been doing a lot of cooking. Made pot roast a couple times, made chicken piccata, I made banana walnut bread the other day. So that's been going okay as far as, it's good. It's good because you're not, from a financial standpoint and like a health standpoint, you can't just like eat whatever. I said there's 1.5 restaurants. I guess there's really 2.5. There's a Mercantile that sells like sandwiches and like has like a deli. And then there is a regular restaurant they do like prime rib and pizza and whatever, like lots of different stuff. It's also a bar. And then there is, this is random. There is a guy who makes pizza in his, I think it's his garage. I think we're going to order some either tonight or tomorrow night, and I cannot wait to go see this setup. When you drive down the highway on his road, because the way this town is set up, like there's one like main highway, right? It's the highway that goes to Glacier National Park. So there's like, even though we're not really close to Glacier, in my opinion, it's at least an hour and a half away, I think. I've never been there. But people roll through this road with campers. Sorry, my husband got a call from, I think, our builder, and it distracted me. But what I was talking about, and apologies if you can still kind of hear him, he's in the next room, but this house is that office, well, the room that we're using as an office is pretty close to the dining area where I'm doing this video. But nonetheless, talking about this pizza place. So the pizza place is on, there's just a sign, like a random, like, what do you call that? Sandwich board on the main road. This main road is the road that goes to Glacier eventually. So there's always like, it's funny, during the week, there's nobody on it. But during the weekend, there's 175 campers on it. And it's just a two-lane highway. So if you get stuck behind a camper, it's just going to take you, 8 hours to get where you're going. Which I actually prefer to people going, 80 miles an hour and trying to pass all these campers, which can be super dangerous. But nonetheless, there is this random sandwich board for this pizza, and the guy just like, I guess he was making it out of his house, and then someone called the health department and reported him. So what I have heard, I haven't seen it, is that now he's making pizza out of his garage. Or I don't know if it's out of his garage or if he has like a separate setup, like outbuilding, but he's gotten proper licensing to be able to do it, so it's fine, but like he's just doing it out of his house. So I cannot wait to go and see like what that looks like. I mean, between that and the fact that there's a hair salon in my backyard, it kind of gives you an idea of like how things work around here. Everything is very like, just like that, like just random. And the other thing that I've noticed as far as the people go in Montana, and if you're from Montana, let me know in the comments if you're from Montana. I'd love to know if there's anybody listening to this from Montana, because I mean, certainly have been here many, many times, but like, I'm not an expert on Montana yet. I don't think I necessarily ever became an expert on Texas, even though I lived there for 6 years. So I've got a lot to learn, but here's one thing that I have kind of ascertained in the very short amount of time that I've been here, is that Montanans are very private people, and as a result of that, they kind of don't ask you a lot of questions. They're friendly, but they respect people's privacy. They don't really want to kind of get into conversations as much. As far as small talk is what I'm experiencing. Like, for example, this morning we stopped at a coffee shop that's in the next town on the way to getting our appointment for our driver's licenses. And I was trying to chat up the, where's 3808? 3808. There it is. I was trying to chat up the barista a little bit, and talking to her about that road and saying, well, it's, you know, it's Tuesday today. It's like night and day between Tuesday and the weekends on that road, isn't it? She's just like, oh yeah, you know, in the season, in the summer, it's obviously a lot more busy. I said, yeah, we just moved here a few weeks ago and I'm definitely noticing that. And she's like, oh yeah. And like in Texas, somebody would have said, oh, where'd you move from? Oh, that's interesting. Like, how do you like it? Nope. She just proceeded to go ahead and make the coffee, which is, there's no problem with that. But the read that I have on it is that it's not that they're not friendly and it's not that they're rude. It's just that they don't ask people questions because they respect their privacy. So that is interesting. And I don't know if I'm right about that, but that's kind of what I am noticing of late. So that's been interesting. I am going to try to work on this diamond painting a little bit today. I'm trying to get like a square done, but I don't know. I'm probably going to have to take a break between doing this video because I have many colors left and I'm already finding myself getting a little bit tired. So I'll probably need to take a break, but I'd like to try to hurry up. I'd like to get through this kit fairly quickly because it's a round kit, so those always go a little bit faster for me. It's weird, I haven't done 2 round kits in a row in a while. I usually go back and forth, and I had forgotten that this was a round kit until I got it out today. And I also like really laughed at this kit when I got it out today. I'm just like, what possessed me to buy this? But we're going with it and we're gonna see if I like it. But yeah, I want to get through it fairly quickly because I want to get to, where's 33? Oh, I have those in the wrong order. I want to get to, I think that this one's not going to take me too long, but the next one that I have planned after this kit is finished is a larger kit. It is the Paris Memories kit, 963. $963. Okay. So Paris Memories is going to take me a little while. That's a square kit. It's a bigger kit. It's an older Dreamer Design kit, so I'm guessing I'm going to have to struggle with some gapping. So I don't want to, I just want to get going on that one because I can't believe it's already the end of July. And I think that it's possible that that Paris Memories kit is going to take me either a solid month or even like maybe more than a month, depending on how much I work on it. So I need to get this kit done in less than a month. Otherwise, before I know it, the quarter is going to be over. 38.22. The good thing about that is, y'all, Q4, I would be shocked if there's a diamond painting in it that is not a Christmas kit. I also noticed in my, during my illness, that Diamond Art Club dropped some Christmas in July kits. Did you all get any of those? I did not. I think that I was distracted in one way or another when that happened, either being on my deathbed from this illness or something else. I don't remember, but I did not pick up any of those kits. I did like a few. I did wish list a few. But for a second, I saw that they had come out with all these Christmas kits, and I couldn't figure out, like, I've been diamond painting for less than a year, so I didn't know that Diamond Art Club did a Christmas in July. And I was wondering, I'm like, well, surely that's not all of the Christmas kits that they're releasing. No, because I started diamond painting, at least with Diamond Art Club, last year in, I think it was September or whenever they dropped like 30 Christmas canvases, I want to say. And so I was thinking to myself, well, I hope they're going to do that again. And I'm sure they are. I just, yeah, I've got a little bit of, like I said, I've got a little bit of brain fog from either this illness or the medication or both. So yeah, I was thinking to myself, what's going on? And then I finally put Christmas in July together. I liked many of those kits, but I did not get any. Trying to kind of, I don't need to have like a specific number in my stash that I want to get below, but I don't really have a great place to keep these diamond paintings here. I had a really nice closet under the stairs in Texas that was out of the way. I could accumulate diamond paintings, not really worry about the storage aspect of it, but here it's kind of a different story. 741. So I don't want to kind of increase the amount I have. I'd like to keep it the same or go down if I can. So I had finished at least two, Love's Infinity Garden and that little Peggy Collins stained glass flowers. So I figured ordering the one that I did wasn't a big deal, but I need to get a couple more done so that I can order a couple more Christmas kits. I mean, this is probably not a big spoiler, but I can already tell you that I'm definitely going to be doing that. The one with the diamond art pastel Christmas tree in the fourth quarter. So I probably just need 2 more kits to do for Christmas, as far as Christmas kits. So that should work out to not increasing the number of kits that I have in my stash. The other interesting skill that I've developed since moving to Montana is that I can now pick up the difference in sound between a vehicle and like a side-by-side or 4x4 when it drives down the road, which is not something I could do before. There are side-by-sides everywhere here. Like, people drive them to like the gas station, to a restaurant, whatever. It's totally normal. I even saw like somebody with like a car seat in one. I cannot comment on whether that's normal, legal, whatever, but I saw it. So that is something that is maybe something we're going to buy. They're pretty expensive, so we shall see. There have been discussions about it. We actually stopped at the dealership today, but nobody really talked to us that worked there, so we just said, well, we're not gonna buy one today anyway, so we went on our way. But we are thinking about it. It is an interesting thing. They have a couple different kinds. I mean, they have a lot of different kinds, and I am no expert. It's 3743. I'm no expert on them, but the ones that we looked at today, one to me just looked like a regular vehicle. Like it had full sides, full doors, full windows, and I'm just like, well, what's the point of that? Like you're not even outside. You might as well just be driving a car on a trail instead of anything that feels recreational to me. I liked a different one that had it had doors, and you could buy like a windshield for it, but it just, you were out in the elements when you were in it. And my husband kind of disagreed with me and was pointing out, well, do you want to drive that one when it's cold out? And I'm like, well, no, but I also don't want to just have an experience of a car. And also I can put on a coat. All right, where is this one? Z956. Oh, here it is. So that's kind of one of those things that I don't think we have enough knowledge about at this time to make an investment that's pretty sizable. And we also, I'm not sure we have anywhere to put it. We have a garage if you can even call it that. This one is so staticky. At this cabin, but it could fall down in a stiff wind. I mean, it is not looking great. And we already have that fishing boat in there. So there's only so much room. 3770. And I mean, we're already at the point where like both of our cars are going to be outside all winter, which is fine. I mean, I've lived in snow areas with no garage. I mean, my whole life growing up, my parents had so much stuff in the garage that I never parked in a garage growing up, and it was super snowy. I mean, but I've gotten soft. So the fact that we're going to be parking outside all winter, yeah, a little worrisome. It's actually been pretty warm here the last couple days. It's been in the low 80s, which is very warm for this area. And I would like it to get cooler again. Last week, like when I was at the property filming that little clip in the last, or 2 videos ago that you saw, it was like, I don't know, low 60s, and it was amazing. I would like it to go back to that. It is supposed to be in the 70s for most of the next 10 days, so that makes me happy. If I didn't say it already, there is no air conditioning in this cabin, which is fairly common up here. It's just not everybody has air conditioning. I would like air conditioning in the house I'm building, but it actually hasn't been, I was a little worried about it not having air conditioning, but it hasn't been bad. We've been closing the windows during the day and it's been staying pretty cool in here, and then opening them at night. Oh, this one's got so much static. I can see there's so much static in this bag that I'm not even going to open it right now. I'm going to save that until I actually need it, and I'm going to get a dryer sheet, which I do not have at this point. I hope it's not like that with all this train. We'll see. Let me try another one. I'm on the last train. This is another fairy dust. Z3801. This bag looks like it went through something. But yeah, we close the windows during the day, open them at night. Gets down into the 50s, like mid 50s at night, and it's okay. So it has not been, no static. Okay, it wasn't bad. So hopefully it's not the whole train. So it hasn't been terrible not having air conditioning. So I feel better about that. Cause yeah. And also I hadn't slept with windows open in Texas like the entire time. It's never cool enough in Texas to sleep with windows open. So it's been very nice. 7:58. We're moving right along. Although I do feel like this has taken a decent amount of time today. I'm just glad this whole train is not filled with static. because that bag, the $8.93, was crazy. Oh, let's see here. We've got about, I think, less than 10. There's another fairy dust. This is crazy. So many fairy dusts and ABs in this one. I haven't seen this diamond painting completed. Have any of you all seen it completed? If so, let me know what channel. I could wait like 2 weeks and I would know what it looks like completed, but I would like to see what it looks like completed before then. I like watching other YouTubers when they have done a diamond painting that I'm working on. 37.47. Okay, my battery decided it wanted to run out on me. So let me get back situated. Hopefully it looks about the same. I was just saying I like to watch, when I'm working on a canvas, I a lot of times like to watch a YouTube completion of it. I don't know why. I'm kind of spoiling the surprise for myself, but I don't think it matters. They never look as good on, well, I think they look better in person than they don't. And what I mean by that is like the budget kits, I think, tend to look better on camera than they look in person. But the premium kits, I think, tend to look better in person than on camera because you can see all the enhancements better. But nonetheless, I always like to check those out. I haven't seen anybody do this one. So let me know if you have. I'm sure there have been people that have done it. And I'm sure there are people that have done YouTube videos about it that have done it. I just haven't seen them. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, that's good enough. Hopefully, I don't have the same drill issue in this kit that I had in the last one, where I ran out of a color. If you saw it, I think it turned out fine, the Peggy Collins Amazon kit, but I'd not like to make a habit of having to just make do with the colors I have left at the end to finish a kit. That had never happened to me before. That's a really cool purple. I don't think I've seen a purple fairy dust. Kind of a violet color. What is that? Z6012. That's pretty. It's got a lot of static in it too. I hope Montana is not like the static monster. It is dry here. More dry than, apparently, than Texas. Although it has rained several times since we've been here, which I have enjoyed because my husband and I always said in Texas the weather was trying to kill you. Every time it never just rained. It was like a thunderstorm or a tornado. Ooh, that one's good. That's a cool color. But here, it has rained like probably 4 times since we've moved here, and it's just rained. And it hasn't been lightning, it hasn't been thundering, which the fact that it hasn't lightninged is good because it is forest fire season. We do not want more fairy dust. Oh no, I put this in the wrong one. I am just, wow, I am really struggling today. This is this is supposed to go in here, but there's already drills in there. So we're just gonna skip it for now, and at the end, I think it's probably this one, but at the end, we will see where that should go based on what's left. I don't think I've ever messed up this many bottles during a kit up, but what's this one? 754. But again, I'm gonna blame it on the medication and the illness. But yeah, it's forest fire season here, and so we are happy not to have any lightning. They have signs up actually on the highway, like Smokey the Bear signs telling you what the fire risk is. And it's funny because within 20 miles there's 2 signs, and one says high and one says moderate. So I don't really know which one it is. 3778. But nonetheless, there was a wildfire here when we were up here a couple years ago visiting, and that was eye-opening because we've never lived anywhere where there are wildfires. There were firefighters from all over the country. We saw them from Maryland. I can't remember where else, but like all over. And we could see them using helicopters to dip into lakes to get water to fight fires. So it was actually a good thing to see. The fire that year got within about 6-ish, I think, miles of our property. And so it was definitely closer than we would prefer. But it helped us to understand how, you know, these are professional firefighters. They definitely know what they're doing. They have plans, you know, they have a plan. And, you know, every time there's a fire doesn't necessarily mean that the entire area is going to burn, I guess, you know. So, and there was, probably last week, there was a fire not too far away because we saw like fire camps. Like they set up campgrounds for firefighters when there are fires. This one's got a ton of static too. I'm gonna hold off on that one. They set up these camps and firefighters just roll in and stay in tents, and then they can be there close to where they need to go in order to fight the fire, I guess. So that camp was only there for about a week. So the fire that they were fighting, I looked up, it wasn't too close to here. But it was, you know, in the area, but I saw it going to Missoula, so I was already, you know, probably a half hour from here. And apparently they got that one out and taken care of pretty quick, because when we were coming back today, that fire, even last week when I was coming back from going to the urgent care, there was no more fire camp. So yeah, lots of just changes and firsts and things that we are learning as we're here. We have to order wood for the winter, and we were asking somebody, like, how many cords of wood do we need to order, because the primary heat in this cabin is a wood stove. That's what I wanted to show. I wanted to like do the video of my house in Texas before it sold, which it did close, by the way. So yay, like we are done. We don't have any more $600 electric bills or $500 water bills coming, which is generally what that house cost in the summer. But I wanted to film that house because I knew wherever we were living in Montana, it was going to be quite a bit different. So I am laughing at the dichotomy and the difference there. And once I get this house set up so that it's like somewhat presentable, it's not going to be that presentable. Let's be honest, it's a cabin. But when I get it to a point where things are kind of put away, I'm trying to shoehorn things in. It's rough. I'll film like a little tour of this place so you all can see like the ridiculous difference of like what we did. And this is second to last of the ones. That's a really pretty color, that red. 304. I'm sure I've probably used that color, but I don't remember it. Interesting. All right. And then 498. This is the last one. This one is going to be totally kitted up, although I do have to go back and see where I flubbed that up, although I think I can already tell. Transfer those. Then I'm just going to wait on those two colors that had so much static. I know I have some dryer sheets. I brought them from Texas, but I have to find them. So I don't want to try to do that during this video. And then we'll see if I have the energy to work on this a little bit tonight. I hope I do. I do. I'm ready to get started on this one. I'm excited. Okay, and then I had to fix this because I put these orange in the wrong bottle. Okay. And then last fairy dust. I think this is my first Erikathegoober kit that I've done too, which is exciting. I have another one. I have Rainy Day Mermaid, but I haven't done that one. I know that I was watching Diamond Paintings by Laura, and she said that for her, Erikathegoober kits go quickly. So I'm hoping this one does for me as well, and I'm excited to get started on it. I thank you for checking out the kitten chat. I am ready to work on this one, and I will be back when I'm finished with a review on it. Have a great day, and until next time, happy diamond painting, everybody.